Today our intention is how to insert data to Firebase and how to retrieve this information from Firebase real-time database. For that we created an Android project and connected it with Firebase and added Firebase database dependency. Basic setup is done, and here we consider to insert this JSON format data into the Firebase. Here we see there is a parent node, it is called food, and food has a node food name and food price. So we will insert look like this. For that in this tutorial scenario we added two buttons in the UI section. One is for inserting data, another one is for retrieving data, and I have taken instance of these two buttons and initialize it here, and I have also taken Firebase database instance and Firebase database reference instance and initialize them here also by get instance method and get reference method. Database reference is called. For inserting data, here we see there is a food, and food has food name and food price. It looks like a class name is food, and food has attribute in food name and a food price, and this separating it in or defining it in a class can help us to inserting data in the Firebase in very easy way. So how to do that? For doing this we created a class, let's say here created a class named food, and food has two property. One is food name and food price that you see here food name and food price, and below are the constructor and getter and setter, the basic setup. Next, in this insert button in the click listener, we will create an instance of food, and after creating instance of food we will insert this information of food information into the Firebase real-time database. For that, let's say create a food instance. The food is equals to new food, and food has food name. Let's say food name is burger, and let's say price is 60 taka. And here you see the food is located into the root node or root path, because there is no other parent for food. Food is the parent in the root in this case. So we have to define a node called food, and after defining this node we have to insert this attribute. So this attribute is defined in the food class. So we have this attribute, but we don't have the food node. So for that, here you see database reference is located into the get reference, and get reference always returns the root node. Root meaning here this URL, you see this URL is the root node or root path, but we want there should be a node called food, and food has the food name and food price property. For that, we will insert look like this database reference dot child, and child is food, and food has the property. For that we are use the setValue method, and setValue takes the object, so we are pass the food object and semicolon. Now if I run this project, you see there is no data, and this is my emulator. Please wait. So you see there is no data. If I click on insert button, you see there is another node called food, and food has food name and food price. So this is the way of inserting data into the Firebase using the class. Now we want to retrieve this information from the Firebase. For that we have again look at the path. What is our path? Our path is first root path and then food path. So we have to go through this. First we are going to database reference. It is holding the root path and making the child, and what is child? Child is food, and food has the value, and there is no get value directly here. This is locating in the child, so we have to add a value event listener here. So we are going to add value event listener, and creating an object of value event listener. Now what is snapshot? Snapshot is the object of data snapshot, and data snapshot is holding our data. Which data? Our data means food name and food price. But here food name and food price we define in the class. Which class? Food class. That means food name and food price, these nodes or these childs are present in the food class. For that we will retrieve the information like this. Let's say food is equals to food. Now we are not creating the instance of food, we are retrieving the instance of food. How? Snapshot dot get value, and get value takes class. Which class? We want to food class object. So food class we pass, and we have because you see this is the food instance, but there is no error. That means it holds the food information. Now if I print it to the console, as out foods dot, let's say, get food name, we will see there will be food name burger, and let's say put a semicolon, and foods dot get food price. Now if I run this, there will be no change, but in the console section here you see let's say okay, look at this here, look at here, get data call. You see there is an output, let's say look a little bigger, there is an output burger and 60, and 60 is the price and burger is the food name. So we can get or retrieve information from the Firebase from look like this. So here is the main things is how we insert data, and remember the insertion process. Here insertion is root node, then food node, then set value. Then we have to go root node, then food node, and then here adding the add value event listener. For